Reform, not rhetoric. In Pakistan, we hear the word reform every day in speeches, on banners, in official memos. So let's be honest, reform has become our most abused word. We talk about it, we tweet about it, we hold endless meetings about it, and it is discussed on media, social media, traditional media, it is written in newspapers, but we rarely do it. While we drown in promises, our institutions crumble quietly. Our schools are failing our children. Our hospitals are understaffed. Our police force still governed by colonial laws and colonial mindset. And this police institution or police force lacks both modern tools and public trust. People don't trust police. They don't trust institutions. And our civil service, it is a maze of promotions based on age, experience, seniority, not ability, not performance, not efficiency. This isn't just a failure of policy, it is a failure of audacity, of courage. So, what makes it worse is that we know what is broken. Everybody talks about it, everybody knows about it. From top to bottom, everybody is well aware of the problem. We know how to fix it. Expert reports have been written, blueprints have been made, and even election campaigns have been run, but nothing changes because change threatens those who benefit from the status quo. So that is why status quo has been maintained in this country, even at the cost of very existence of the country, which is tragic. So let's take local governance. We have heard for years that power should go to the grassroots. But where are the elected local governments? Why are they constantly dissolved, delayed, or denied funding? Real reforms, they mean letting the people closest to the problem become part of the solution. They should propose solution. They should solve their problems, the people, not just bureaucrats in Islamabad. But local bodies, governments, or local body systems that is not usually that is not accepted or tolerated by those who control the country. All of them. Politicians are included in it. Why? Because if there are local bodies elections for the next 30 years, after 30 years, leadership will emerge from the people of Pakistan, and then those leaders who will emerge from the people of Pakistan will be connected to the people. They'll be hard to manipulate, and dynastic politics will be over. And the chief minister of Punjab, the chief minister of KPK, the chief minister of Balochistan, the chief minister of Sindh, they'll be common people, common men and women. Things will change. That is why local bodies governments, local bodies elections, they're not held regularly. Why? Because it has the risk that people will groom, elect and their leaders, and those leaders will replace the pygmies, the minstrels, the imported people that are imposed on us as leaders. So in this way, systematically, the people of Pakistan have been denied the right to self-rule. And what about our youth? I mean, look at the young people. Majority of Pakistanis are under 30, and by 2049, this trend will continue. So imagine we have the potential. The young people who are brilliant, they are resilient, they are idealist, they are hungry for opportunity, but what do we offer them? A broken education system, unemployment, nepotism, and recruitment riddled with corruption. These young people don't need more motivational speakers or motivational quotes. They need jobs, they need skills, and a system that rewards talent, not connections. That's why, unfortunately, if you go and check universities, undergraduates and graduates, MPhil and PhD students, more than 90% people want to leave the country, which is tragic. Why? Because they've lost hope. They don't see any future here. So in 2019 and 2023, people left the country in record numbers. You can check Dawn and other newspapers and you'll be surprised to see the figures. I am scared of quoting those figures. So rhetoric is easy. Reform is hard. Rhetoric is comfortable. Reform makes people uncomfortable, especially those clinging to power. But let me say this clearly. Reform does not destabilize a country. Reform saves it. It builds stronger institutions. It restores public trust. It gives young people a reason to believe and stay in Pakistan. Without reform, debt will keep rising because the rich people are getting richer and all the burden is transferred to the poor people every time. And rich people, they're unaffected. They're unaffected. They have buildings, properties. Look at the way they live. I mean, there is a huge contrast and they are never affected. Look at the spending on the Prime Minister house and the Chief Minister house and the Governor house. And look at the way they travel, And they're most of their children, they're abroad. You can see that. Everybody knows that. And even FBR chairman, they have said that. Economists, they have said that. Journalists, they know that. And these people, they don't deny it. They say, yes, we have it. I mean, if you have it, you should tell us how have you made so much wealth when you tell us that the country needs sacrifice? Why don't you sacrifice your wealth? No, they won't. They want sacrifice from the common people and who already have nothing left. So I want to say it boldly and clearly that without reform, debt will keep rising and climate disasters will worsen. Look at Rawalpindi. What happened in Rawalpindi? People are drowning, in this city, which is called a twin city, like with the capital city. This, even in Islamabad, situation is, recent rains, they have exposed town planning and governance in this country, and especially in Rawalpindi and Chakwar and other parts of the country. People are dying. They are just being drowned and they are being flown with the water and nobody cares about them and let people die. So without reform, these issues will get worse and our state will keep weakening under the weight of its own denial. That denial is dangerous. We should come out of this denial. So here's the truth. We should not deliver rhetorical speeches because why? Because these emotional speeches may win applause, but only reform wins the future. And we will have to secure the future of young people and this country. Pakistan was not meant to be a country of crises after crises. No. It was meant to be a country of dignity, progress, and justice. It is time we stop performing this reform game and drama and start delivering it. No more speeches, no more excuses. Reform must now replace these motivational rhetorical speeches. And that is, without it, we have no solution. There is no other way out. And we must act now. People, they can build pressure. Look, I will give example. The other day, a man and a woman, they were killed, and people, when they saw that, the whole country reacted, and the government felt under pressure. I mean, you can imagine the power of the people. That government will stumble if once people start talking about it. They start shouting for it. They start crying for reform, and it will impact now because people have the power of social media, and we have young people in a fairly large numbers, and this trend will continue till 2049. We will have more young people, and every elections we will have more young people who will register for votes. So people must exercise their agency. They must assert their agency, and we must press for reforms, and we must press for reforms now for a stronger and for a better and for a brighter and Pakistan where people feel more optimistic, young people especially. Thanks.